After years of inactivity, Rob Hekking took up the sport of triathlon. Now, after numerous national championship wins and a second in the world's 70.3, at the age of 74, Rob Hekking is hoping for at least one more crack on the international stage.
At school, I did a lot of running and swimming, etc. Riding to the pool stuff. But then I went to high school, played some soccer, went to uni, and then went to work full-time, smoked, which is terrible, I know. And it wasn't until about 2000 when my friends invited me to go to Southwest Rocks for fishing. And they said, by the way, there's a triathlon on there at the same time. And it was 6 weeks away. And the first thing I thought of was beer, cigarettes and bait. But then I tried to do some running, and I could run from one telegraph pole to the next and then had to walk. So after 6 weeks, I could actually run 6 kilometres. Then we went to Trial Bay Jail, and I came last in the race, and I heaved and huffed and puffed to run it, but I loved it because I pushed myself. So I did that for 5 years and came from last to 5th to 4th to 1st, and I was hooked. I've got a lot of Australian championships in my age group, and then I started going in world championships overseas, and my very best result was here in Australia when I did a half Ironman, and came second. I don't think I could survive going through the day without doing some exercise. I really love it. It's only when I do silly things like really try and keep up with younger people that I sprained something, and I've just done that. I've sprained a muscle in my leg, and it's 2 weeks since, or 3 weeks since I did it, and today is the first time I could do a bit of running. So, but I'm doing that because I want to go to the World Championships in Edmonton next year. Well, there are 2 races where you get points, and then they select 18 out of your age group, but in my age group there's not 18, so you're pretty easy to get in, but still you've got to try and see how you go. You know, I'll be in the 75 to 79 age group, and you know, that's getting a bit hard. I feel that when you get older, the difficulty gets greater exponentially, you know. So, you know, by 75 or 76, you know, it's going to be harder and harder to keep the pace that you're doing now. But there are some people in the world who are just unbelievable. I'll always be swimming.
Oh, cold! Oh, freezing!
Even if it's freezing cold, I put a wetsuit on and it's just invigorating. So that's pretty good exercise. Running's very hard on the body, but riding is also very nice. It's a good exercise. It doesn't pound your body, it just keeps your muscles moving. So I'll keep going. I just, there's a book called Older But Faster, and that's in my brain, but I don't know if that's going to apply to me, but that's what I want to do. Older But Faster. This year I'm training very hard in February to do the qualification race. You know, if I come first, I'm in. If I come second, I'm in. So But I'd still want to go to Mooloolaba, which is 3 weeks later, and that's the Australian Championships. And so I'll be working hard towards that. Straight after that, I'm going to do a half Ironman in Port Macquarie, and that's sort of a long and slow diesel type operation for me, you know, not fast, not sprinting, and just finishing. And it's very, very difficult, but I enjoy it. I'll finish because I'll walk if I have to, but so long as I don't have any injuries, so long as I look after all my muscles and don't strain anything and don't do anything stupid, I should be able to do it.
This is the young and the old.
As you get older, I think that your company that you keep gets younger, and so you try and keep up with them, and you try not to look too silly. And I know that's the wrong thing to say, but you just try and keep up with them. That's all, and it's very hard, very hard. So that's probably the hardest thing, but I love it. I love it. I train in the morning, have a nana nap or a pa nap, whatever they call it, and then in the afternoon I do some chores and do the normal things everybody else does. I would say my whole body after a hard training session wants to sit down and rest and sleep, but after a rest and some protein and all that sort of stuff, I'm ready to go again. And but being old, you know, 75, I'll be 75 when I'm racing next year. It's close to 80, and that's what scares me. That's what scares me. But I'm still enjoying it. I love it. Well, I live by the saying, use it or lose it. So I try and keep using it all, and I would suggest to other people that if they're getting sore and haven't got good circulation and all that sort of stuff, I'd say go and swim or go and walk in the water so it's easier on your body. Go for a nice little bike ride, have a exercise bike at home, watch television and do it, but just keep moving, keep your blood moving around. I'm not a doctor, but I think that I get rid of all the toxins in my body by sweating them out and feeling better.